Hi everybody, it's Patty, Rockstar Mom, and welcome to my channel. And today it's going to be something just a little bit different, as you saw from the title. Mainly, I'm going to respond to some questions in the community tab. Now, how many of you know about the community tab here on YouTube? I would venture to say a lot of you don't. The community tab is yet another way for those of us who are content creators to communicate with our actual subscribers. Subscribers who have mainly turned on the notification button. You've hit that little bell in addition to subscribing. And I know a lot of creators use this, a lot don't, and it's something that I've never really used fully, but I've made the decision that I want to start using it to communicate with you in between videos. And in the last maybe couple of months, some of you have noticed that I've used it to let you know, maybe back when I was having issues with the internet and my modem, I knew that some of you would be worried about me, or not worried, but concerned, wondering if I was okay, because I didn't have that video up at noon on Saturday. And it was a way for me to go out to you and say, I'm okay, but this is what's going on. It's going to be a little bit later. And to be honest with you, I was surprised at actually how many of you sent me emails because you were so concerned about where I was, why I wasn't, why I had missed a couple of weeks. So with the community tab, I can communicate with you. I can let you know when something is going on. And I would just encourage you, if you have not subscribed to my channel, and I think there are a lot of reasons for not subscribing to anyone's channel. Maybe you're new to just watching YouTube videos and you don't really understand all of it. Trust me, I've been there. But let me just say that if you push that button and subscribe, that's all you're doing. You are telling YouTube, not me so much, but you're telling YouTube that you are interested enough in a channel or in my channel that you just want my videos to show up in your feed. You want to know that I or any content creator has a video up so that you can get on over there and be one of the first to watch it. If at any point in time you say or think, Patty, I'm not enjoying her videos any longer, I think I'm through, you can just hit that subscribe button and it unsubscribes you. It's not cost you a penny to subscribe, and it doesn't cost a penny to unsubscribe. It's just that easy. When you subscribe to someone, it means when you click onto YouTube, those people that you subscribe to, if they have new videos especially, those are the videos, for the most part, that you're going to see. You're going to see a lot of videos that YouTube is suggesting for you based on other videos that you've watched, what the algorithm, what that computer is, the artificial intelligence, it's telling YouTube what types of videos you're already watching. And those are the videos it's going to recommend to you. So they're going to show up, but if you click that little bell, the little notification, what's going to happen is it's going to notify you by email to let you know that I have just put a video up. So you may not even be on your computer or on your phone on YouTube when someone puts a video up and it just alerts you that there's a video up. But let's go back to that community tab. Again, that's an opportunity for me as a content creator to let you know that I do have a video coming up. I can just do a message to you, type it out. I think I can even record something, but it lets you know what's coming up. I'm also able to do polls, ask you questions, what you're thinking about certain things. I may just want to send you some cute little cartoons that I've seen that I think are probably really funny or maybe serious, but things to think about, things to sort of help us make our day as we go along. The community tab is wonderful, wonderful, I think. I am getting really into this community tab. But let me tell you, this is what this video is really about today. A few days ago, I went out onto the community tab, that's what I'm going to call it, and I posed a question. And let me get my computer. I have it right here beside me. So let me get it, and I'm going to tell you the question that I sent those of you who subscribe to me and who have clicked that notification. I think you have to do both. I could be wrong. If you know different, you tell me. But let me get to it. Okay, now some of you are already going to be familiar with this, but I'm going to read it. Hi, rock stars. If I'm rock star mom, girls, you are my rock stars. I'd love to have your input on some upcoming videos. Is there anything you would like to see? Any great ideas? I know that chocolate cake with the scrumptious glaze is coming soon, I promise. But is there anything else? Looking forward to what you have to say. So this is an opportunity in yet another place other than the comments under the video where you can I can ask you questions. Maybe I can do polls. Would you like to see this foundation or would you like to see this foundation? And do a poll. You vote, and then I'll do whichever one gets the most votes. So listen, I just threw this up a couple of days ago, and I've had 70 responses to it from people who, again, actually physically subscribe and have hit that notification. Here's one. I'd love to see you do a painting or go with you to Home Goods or watch you cook something. I love videos where the person takes you along as they go about their day. And this is sort of a common comment from this question that I asked a couple of days ago. And I can do that. I'm probably not going to cook a whole lot simply because Jim does the bulk of our cooking. But we talked the other day, and I think I'm going to start actually filming Jim make some of my favorite recipes, some of the things that I like the most. Probably the dish that I love the most, pesto, peas, and pasta. Pesto, peas, and pasta. Oh my gosh. It's pretty awesome. Jim is a great cook. His passion, other than golf, is cooking. He loves to cook. He does, and I've said this before, he does our grocery shopping. Mainly when we're going to have desserts, maybe if we've got company coming, I do the baking. So great question. Oh, and by the way, that was from Amelia. I'm not going to do last names. Sandy says, I would love to hear stories you have of being a flight attendant. Okay. So there are some people who actually replied under that. Cricket says, I was a flight attendant back in 1985 and it was fun. Now I don't know how they put up with such difficult passengers these days. Yeah. I can't imagine putting up with the shenanigans that go on now. It was a different time. I mean, and I will tell you some stories because and I've said this before, but I think anyone who has ever flown as a stewardess, now I was a stewardess when we were still stewardesses, I was still flying when we became flight attendants. But when I first started flying, I was a stewardess, and there were no men, and there were no men stewardesses, but there were a lot of rules that had to do with our looks. So I used to say that I could write a book, and then one day I realized that everyone who's ever flown could write the same book, because I think we've all had very similar experiences, maybe different destinations, but pretty much the same. But yes, I will do that for sure. Janet says, yes, of course, I would also like to see you bake the chocolate glazed cake. I would also like to see more of your DIY videos on crafting, which you have done in the past. And I do plan on doing that as soon as I get all of that situated, unpacked and situated. Carol says, hi Patty, I would love to see a video outside walk as you did at your last home when it's safe to do so. Thinking of you and sending much love. Okay. Oh, she's from Wales in the UK. I will get out. This is a pretty area, but there's just no way that it can compare to the little condo complex that we lived in prior to this. The walking out into the bay on the pier, it's pretty awesome. But it's pretty here too. This is a good one from Marty Marr. I'd like to hear your advice slash opinion on friendships as we get older. Over the years, I made some very good lifelong friends through work. After retiring and a pandemic, things have changed. Yes, they have. My husband and I talk about moving, but I worry that I'll miss my few close friends that I still have. I'm more social than he is, and I don't want to depend too much on him to entertain me. That's a really good subject, really good. I will seriously consider that. We'll talk about that in a video, because I have different feelings about friendships. So hang on. Okay, this is Happy and Hopeful 1. I would love to see a tag on how other YouTubers affected you positively by making you think differently about something. Here is an example. In one video, I am not sure when, for I have watched you for years and years, you mentioned that while Jim watched football, you were going to play, meaning sit at your vanity and try things out. This absolutely blew my mind. Putting on makeup was a necessity as you run out the door in my mind. The idea you viewed it as play, as something to take time out with, be creative, just kind of jolted me in a good way. I don't play often, but now I understand the difference a mindset can make and the motivation behind other kind of beauties like yourself in sharing. The end result is lovely, but so is the journey, and it is okay to enjoy it, savor it, and look at yourself as worth adorning. Absolutely, absolutely. I did say that, and I still do it. When he's watching golf, or one of his new passions is soccer. Oh my gosh. I think soccer on television is taking over golf on television, to be honest with him. So I just go in my bathroom and sit down at my vanity and I play. I think it's just like anything else we do in life. The more we do it, the better we get at it. You know, a couple in here I've noticed are asking me to do things, and they're probably new subscribers, but they're asking me to do videos on things like product comparisons that I've done recently, high end versus low end, and I always like to do those, you know. Katie says, I'd love to see a video about your thoughts on enjoying life. What makes you so happy and content? Well, I have done a video on being happy, and for those of you who have seen it, it's all up here. You know, it's all up here. It's not Jim. It's not my children. or my child. It's not my grandchildren. It's not where I live. It's not my neighborhood. It's not the car I drive. Those things can all certainly enhance happiness, but I truly believe that happiness has to come from within. It's a mindset. Mary Ann says, I am anxiously awaiting your fall clothing haul. I would also like to see a video of a day in the life of Jim and Patty. It would probably be very, very boring, Mary. And I've thought about doing that. I really have. So, yes. Bev from Texas says, you were going to put some outfits together in your closet. Makeup is always fun. Get ready with me. Your stories are fun and interesting. I love your DIY on the curio cabinet. Maybe decorating for fall. Your Florida porch, shopping tips, decorating was fun. Even your sewing and crafts. I just love your visits. All of those. I am not, I will tell you, I'm just not a huge, y'all are going to go, what, Patty? I can't believe this is coming out of your mouth. I am not a huge fan of fall decorations. I like a lot of warm colors, but I've never really worn a lot of browns and oranges and anything in that orangey family. I guess I'm just not a big fan of. And to me, when I think about fall, that's what I think about. I have done something in the last week or so that I'm going to share with you that is helping me transition a little bit into fall, decoration-wise, in some slightly different colors, and I will show you that. Do you see all the reasons you need to subscribe and hit that bell? Cloris says, I enjoy all of your videos. I can imagine how difficult it must be trying to come up with new ideas. I enjoyed seeing the surroundings when you went on your walks. Oh yes, videoing one of your outings would be interesting. Well, yeah, we'll do that. Hey Jim, here's your question. It's from Tracy. Tracy says, would love to hear about how Jim and you are adjusting to your new city. My husband and I moved and we find it very hard to make new friends. Like Jim, he plays a lot of golf, but is finding it hard to meet new golf buddies. It's been really hard for us, so I'd love to hear your thoughts and how the move has been for you.
Well, Patty, that's really a two-part question. One, how are we adjusting overall to the move over here from Panama City Beach? And I would say overall it's gone very well. I love to garden and I love to play golf, and I'm getting plenty of those over here. And Patty is the world's greatest at entertaining herself. So we haven't had any problems, or I certainly haven't had any problems adjusting. We had been over to Pensacola, perhaps a half dozen times before we moved over here, so we knew what we were getting into, and we've got a home where the yard is manageable and we have time to do what we want to do. So that's one aspect of it. Like you, we really haven't met anybody that looks like a long-term, really close friendship yet, but I'm sure there's some people here in the neighborhood that we'll meet that will fill that bill. But again, we're pretty good at entertaining ourselves. The second question, or second part of the question, how to find golf buddies, that's a tough one. You know, I don't know about you, but you see people that are naturally attracted to others, and one guy may walk into a group of people and it's like he had been there forever, and then others would come up and the relationship just never develops. I'm not real good at that either, but my advice is just get out there and play. I don't know whether you're playing at a club or a muni. If you're playing at a club where you can make future reservations, I would look at their reservations for a few days and get a feel around the time of day you want to play, what openings there are. And you may want to start out with finding another single. That way that person is most likely in the same boat you are. Or two players. I try to avoid three because I feel like the odds are that the three of them know each other, and you are the proverbial fourth wheel, if you will. But if there are one or two, usually it works real well, at least for me. I try to be as good a new player as I can possibly be. I'm not a very good golfer, but I do think it's really important to keep up and not hold them back, and to have good golf etiquette. That's really, really important. Don't step on their lines, and don't play out of turn unless they announce that it's ready golf. So those, I think, are the important things. If you just keep at it and try some different combinations of new people, you'll find somebody to play with. I was lucky this time. The first two bunches that I played with have stuck. One is a single that lives on the course that I'm playing at, and the other is three people. I've only met two of them. One of them has not played with us yet, but we have, I think, melded real well. So you can do it. You've just got to get over the uneasiness and get out there and do it, and just keep trying with different people until you find your group.
Okay, is that it?
That's it.
I think that's great advice, and I can vouch for you that when you leave here, you seem excited about playing with somebody new. And
Yeah. I don't like to play by myself. I mean, some people do, but I've never liked to play by myself. I wouldn't play if I had to play by myself. So it's really important that I have somebody to play with, and hopefully, somebody that's you form a group with, whether it's two people or three people or ultimately four people. So I had that in Panama City Beach, and our little group played together as long as I was over there. So I'm looking forward to finding that group here. I believe I have with one of the groups, so plane going over. But just keep after it. That's all I have.
Okay, thank you.
You are welcome. Good luck.
Many of you don't know that I have been a very, very strict vegetarian. Not a vegan, but a vegetarian for many, many, many years. And I did a video, many years ago, on what I eat in a day. And I probably should do that video again. So, and I think what makes what I eat so interesting is because Jim does all of our cooking, and Jim is not a vegetarian. So he has figured out how to cook for both of us so that we both love and enjoy what we're eating, but we're very respectful of what each other is eating too. I'll do that. Oh, and the way I eat, you don't lose weight on it. I can tell you that. Not the way I do it. Stacy says, congratulations on your new home. I enjoyed seeing how you organized your jewelry. And I still have another jewelry organization that I have for some of my real long necklaces. I'm going to show you that too. I would love to see how you organize your makeup, kitchen, clothes. I love learning new organization tips. I always have the best ideas with organizing, and I can get things really organized, and then before I know it, it's a mess again. Elizabeth says, oh, I love a good home tour. And we're going to do that one of these days. I want to wait until I have it much further along. Karen says, I would love to see what you're doing to the house. Maxine says, this is not what you asked, but are you and hubby safe from Hurricane Ida? praying for your safety and that you have electricity and little damage to your home. Love you. Yes, Maxine, we were just on the outskirts. We were on that outer band of it. It was further to the east of us, and we've had a lot of wind and a lot of rain, but we've had no damage whatsoever, none. And again, just pray and help all of those you can. Financially, in your prayers, whatever you can offer up to all of those in the path who truly do need it. Angelina says a house tour would be nice, or a pamper day. I call them puff days, but that would be fun. I'm not reading some of these because they're the same question. Kathy, so enjoyed seeing your home and your yard. Also, a hair video would be great. Oh, and more pictures of the twins as they grow. You could also do a day in the life of Patty. Oh, I got permission to post that picture. My daughter and her wife are very protective of those babies. Obviously, we all would be. We're all protective of our babies, our children. So, but they're just, I don't know what we would do without our smartphones and being able to take pictures constantly all day long and FaceTime. And our little grandchildren up in Minnesota, they're almost 5 and 3. And we haven't seen them. It'll be 2 years this Thanksgiving because of the pandemic. Things were getting better back this spring, and it seemed that by the end of the summer in August, things would be a lot better. That was the direction we were going as a country with this COVID thing. And we went ahead and picked a week to go up and bought our tickets to fly. And then this Delta variant started, and it's just got so bad everywhere. We had to do a lot of soul searching and a lot of thinking, but we canceled that trip. We were supposed to have gone 2 weeks ago, and we just can't. We postponed it until things get a little bit better. I think if we could have a direct flight, that we may not have, but we couldn't get a direct flight. We were going to be in Houston for hours and hours in the airport connecting, and regardless of where it was that we would connect, Atlanta or whatever, it was going to be a pretty good little layover there. So, we've worked too hard and we've been too careful since all this started to make a stupid mistake. And I'm not saying that it would be stupid to go see our grandchildren, but it's not smart with everything the way it is. It's just not smart. I would say before, if we were young, maybe that would make it different. But we're older. We're definitely older. So it's just we FaceTime very, very, very regular with them, and we FaceTime with the twins, and that they know who. Trust me, they know who we are. We can't hug on them and kiss on them, but boy, we can see them up close and personal anytime we want to. So we take full advantage of that. Dolores says, we'll be turning 65 next year. Recently stopped coloring my hair and let the natural gray coming out. This is an old picture, I need to update. Would love to know your current skincare routine and what your thoughts are for makeup colors to use with gray hair, brown eyes, and medium skin tones. Okay, and then she goes on, but let me just say, Dolores, you see this? Look up close. I was just looking at this the other day. I'm not going to turn around, but you can sort of start to see it. Look, do you see how dark my hair is? This is my natural color. I haven't colored my hair in a while. And you can see, my hair, all of this is super dark it just doesn't have a lot of gray in it. This, on the other hand, has a lot, it's white. And I'm going to be honest with you. I'm loving this. I am really loving this. So, we'll see. But Dolores, But Dolores, I'm just not the one to give you advice on that, because I'm struggling with how to do this myself. You know, if I'm gonna, I don't know if I'm gonna be like this forever, where I have two different looks, white, brown back here. But if you have any suggestions for Dolores, why don't you leave them in the comments below? I'd love to hear that too. Okay, Dolores, we're here for you, girl. We're here for you. Leave suggestions for us, seriously. Also, she mentioned skincare, and I'm going to do something on skincare pretty soon. I keep saying that, but you know, I have really weird feelings about skincare, guys. I mean, I do, and I think it's necessary, but I think it's way too hyped up. And I'm always changing. Y'all know that I've been using the Skin Cosmetics Divine Elixir Manuka Honey Plus C. I think that's the name of it. It's listed below in the description box, in the Show More box. I use that every day. I've used it for the last maybe couple of years. I may use other things with it and around it, but it's almost like I'm going to use that every single day. We'll talk about it in another video. Oh my gosh. Welcome, welcome. I'd love to see you doing impressions again. You're a good actress, have the looks and wonderful sense of humor. Well, I may or I may not. And if I can, for those of you who haven't seen them, I've done 3, but 2 of them for sure were early on, and I'll try to link those below in case you want to see them. But yeah, if you haven't seen them, they're pretty funny. They were fun making for sure. Joe says, would love to hear about some of your life experiences from the sublime to the ridiculous, and throw a few of your own personal philosophies in there too. From an English gal living in the southwest of France. Ooh. Hope you are keeping well. Oh, that's sweet, Joe. Yeah, I can do that. I've talked a lot about some of my life experiences, and oh, I do have something to tell you. If you're still with me, and if you've been with me for a while, you'll remember that back when this pandemic first started, I did a video where I shared with you my aunt's diary that my uncle gave me when she died. And this was back during World War II. And it could be a book. It could be a book. But it was how she met my uncle. They had known each other exactly 1 week when they got married. And not only did she meet him, oh, and by the way, she was in love with somebody else when she met him, or so she said in her diary. But not only did she meet him and marry him at the end of that first week, but immediately, and I don't mean she went home and packed her clothes, I mean they left immediately and drove from a little tiny town in northwest Tennessee to Chicago. He was in the Navy, and that's where he was stationed. And she went that far away with him, and she had only known him for a week. He was wonderful. She was wonderful. They never had children. When she died about 12 or 13 years ago, they had been married for 61 years. They were so cute together. And my uncle died a few days ago, and he was 97. What a sweet, loving couple. And you know what? Am I sad? Oh yeah, I'm sad. But, you know, he made the best of his life without her. And for those of us, and for those who believe that we're together again after death, then they would be together. And that makes me happy. I can be sad, but I can be happy about the same thing. It's just the way we look at it. Trixie Girlism says, maybe some footage of your outdoor space. Biscuit must be having the time of his life now that he has a yard. I am so happy for him. Well, Lori, yes, he is starting to. Let me tell you, the backyard, when you see it, and I've shown you little glimpses of it, but it is tiny. It is very small, and it's pretty much landscaped. So there's there are pavers and walkways, and it's fenced in so that he can't get out. But he is just now getting to where he will go out there by himself. I can open the door, he will come and get me and let me know that he wants to go outside to take care of his business. But before, I was having to go out with him, even out in that little backyard. But just in the last week or so, when I open the door, he'll run on out. And he'll stay out for a little while and nose around and sniff around and dig around and take care of business and look for squirrels and bark at the birds. And so he's coming around. He's coming around. He's become a yard dog. I think I'm going to stop with Lori's question because I just don't want this to go on forever. But we'll pick up maybe in another video and talk about some more of your suggestions. And you're going to start and see some of these videos that some of you have suggested. There are things that I've been thinking about already. Again, there are things that I've done already that maybe I need to do an update on, like what I eat in a day or my skincare. I'll do those for sure. But I seriously consider going ahead and subscribing if you haven't, and hit that little bell notification so that when I think about things, a poll or a question, or it may be, would you like for me to, between these two products, which one would you like to see first, say? It might be a cute cartoon or a joke. It could be anything, but it's a way for us to communicate in between videos, basically, and for me to get a feel from you. So go ahead and subscribe. Go ahead. You can do it. You can do it. Again, I want to thank you so much for watching. I appreciate each and every one of you. You're the best. You are absolutely the best. Know that I love you. Know that I do. I really do. Don't forget to go out and be kind. And, be kind. Be kind to yourself. Be kind to others. I'll see you soon. Bye-bye.